been trying a lot of different makeup, from Boxycharm to Drugstore, Highend, and I feel like I haven't given you a very good roundup lately. I definitely have like a really good size amount of Empties as well. So why not go through some of the things I'm currently trying, things that I've tried, things that I've finished, and let you know where my head is at right now. Let's dive in. I feel like some of these have been long time gems that you guys have told me about that I'm just now getting around to trying too. For example, this Milani Conceal Imperfect is something you guys told me about years ago. We're talking back when I lived in a tiny house times. That's how old this is, because you guys knew I loved the foundation, but I've definitely pulled away from such heavy coverage over the past few years. But I was out of my favorite Natasha Denona concealer, and I thought, you know what? I'm curious about it. So I've been using this sometimes, like today, in tandem with something I've told you before I love. The Tarte Shape Tape Glow Wand. This is something that's very glowy, but also provides some coverage as well. So I was pairing these two together this morning, and that's how I've done my face so many days this summer. I don't know if there is anything better than just having a nice clean base that doesn't look overwhelming and just looks nice and fresh this time of year, because it is still really hot where I live, but I do know the Midwest has had a little bit of a cool down, so tell me what the weather's doing where you are, and does that affect how you do your makeup? This has been a perfect combination for my skin. It really is a look I can do also, and that be the end of it. Like, I don't need much more than this if I'm just looking for that very fresh face. These are great. I would say that the Conceal and Perfect is a touch on the thick side, but not too much if you just use a very easy amount of the product. I tend to let it sit for just a second, but not too long, because it's thick enough that it will start to settle. And I think that's why I like using it with my Tarte a little bit under the eyes, because it just provides that little bit of extra glow to my skin that I think makes it look more fresh and no makeup look. For example, when you mix these two, and I've been using it also without the Tarte as well, you get a nice coverage, as you can see. There's definitely removal of any extra lines, imperfections, freckles all over the face, whatever you need. Look how clean and easy this looks. Like, this is the before, this is the after. It still looks fresh and easy, but it's, you know, covering some of those extra imperfections that maybe we don't want seen. I love this combo right now. And it's definitely not too heavy because I'm not using a ton of product, but you're still getting that nice coverage that a lot of us still want to have. So we're having a Drugstore meets Highend combo, and that's how I really love it. Again, some days I'll just use this, some days I'll just use this, but some of my better days lately have been with both of them. Just a fun little tip from me to you. I've also uncovered some things that have been in my collection from Boxycharm and Ipsy for a while now. So how many of you guys remember me getting really confused by this Youthforia blush? Yes, this little green guy here is a blush. I liked using this with my favorite standby that I think is almost empty from Merit. This is my Clay Bronze Balm. I like wearing both of these, and I actually recently just got back in town from traveling, and I brought all of these things to start my face and to trust while I was, you know, going into other climates, because not everything is as humid as Florida. So this was my combination that I knew I could trust. The Youthforia, I do find the longer I leave it on my skin, the more pink it gets. So if you are somebody that doesn't need too much pinkness, you could immediately start blending. But as you can see here on camera in this close-up, it gets more pigmentation. It gets darker. It oxidizes. So that way you have a little bit more of a pinky peach cheek. This is the chemical reaction version, so I don't know if they actually have shades on them. It just says that it's the blush oil. And I did not think I was gonna like a blush oil. Like, you're asking a girl with big pores and oily skin, why would I like this? I don't know, it's just working really well with these products. Sometimes a product or a style of product with the formulation can really surprise you. See here, the blush is actually very friendly too to go across the base that I have on this hand here, and it looks really nice, subtle, but you definitely see it there. That's how I feel like it looks on the face. That's the only blush I have on today. It's not overwhelming. I know some people still really love that like whole blush moment. That's just not my jam, but I feel like this is natural and still gives me some rosiness. And I love this Merit stick. I didn't think I was going to. I kind of want a little bit of a darker color, but this has been my go-to. And right now it's the only bronzer I've been using. But if I do want a little bit more bronzing, you guys, I can't believe how much pan is on this massive piece of makeup, because this is probably like a gold star for me. Can I get the gold star? Will you give me the gold medal of hitting some pan on this massive bronzer from Iconic London? Look at this. This is the ultimate bronzing powder, and look how much I've hit pan on this baby. It's not a small compact, as you can see. It's just practically as big as my head here, and the pan on it is really great. I actually like to wear this because it's a very natural looking bronzer. You know what, while we're here, I might as well show you just a little bit because I did not try this on this morning, but it's just so yummy. It's very natural. You can layer it up or you can just do a light amount, and it just complements so many skin tones. This has been like a holy grail bronzer for me for a while. So I've really fallen in love with this product, and I just keep using it, as you can see. And when it's this big, I feel like I want to hit more pan. I feel like it's like a goal. Because there's so many creams in here though, and oils, I do really need to trust a great powder. But I have so many powders that I keep finding that I'm reaching for this one because I repurchased it, fell in love with it because this is my second one. Is this my third one or my second one? I can't really remember, but I did travel with it. It traveled really well, did not break, and it's so inexpensive. Can we please just check out the AOA Studio Perfect Anti-Shine Blurred Finish powder. This is in the shade Honey. You guys sold it out the last time I talked about it. Again, it's like $1.88, and I love it for under the eyes, down the nose, but I also have lately been using it even with a fluffy brush to go all over the face because it just sets the makeup so beautifully. It does give a little bit more of an anti-shine, which I need, and a blur, which I love. So it's been such a great piece to have. It's knocked out even my favorite drugstore powders from like CoverGirl even. I loved CoverGirl. You know I do. And I have it in my collection. I have other high-end ones too. I have Laura Mercier. I have Anastasia Beverly Hills. I have Lawless. But this $1.88 one has become my favorite, and I love it so much. I think that I have fully used up, but it took me way longer to use it up because I realized I could be sparingly with it, is something I got from a Boxycharm, and so many of you guys told me how good this was that you told me I only needed one drop to go under the eyes because it was a beautiful oil, and you were so right. I rode this pony until there was nothing left. You know, this is the Eye Bright Now from Ico. You heard me talk about it nonstop for over a year because it's that good of a product. And it's unfortunately totally empty. So will I repurchase it? I'm probably gonna hunt it down and see how much it is, but this was so great. I will say the only reason I haven't repurchased this right away is because if you watch all my videos, you know Boxycharm giveth so much skincare. I haven't even had a desire or a need to like fill that void because I've got so many other things. But this one is so good that I have been noticing my skin doesn't look as good without this. So I am really considering getting another one of these pretty soon. Something else I need to get another thing of really soon is just one of those easy face razors. This one is the Flawless one. It's battery operated, but even though I've replaced the battery, it's not working. I feel like it's been slowly dying for a while. I just replaced the battery. Yes, it's in the right way because it was working, and now it's not again. So it's kind of a fail. Any recommendations, please tell me below. Give me your links, whatever you got. Can I just tell you a fail really quick? Is that okay? And then we can really move on. I need to declutter this, get this out of my space, not because it's empty, but because I got halfway through it, and I think it just went bad really fast. Really fast. This is a setting spray. I didn't know setting sprays could go bad so fast, I guess. Or maybe it wasn't too fast. Maybe it was just some other ones last longer. This is from Fab Looks, and there has been products from this brand that's an indie brand that I've really liked. But this stinks so bad now when I try to use it because I ran out of my favorite setting spray, the Urban Decay All Nighter. I need to go buy another one. This is an Empty. Love it. Highly recommend it to keep either minimal or a lot of makeup on all day long, even in the heat. But this, while the spray was okay, it wasn't my favorite. It was still a little sticky tacky, but when you run out of setting spray, you're like, okay, I'm just gonna go to whatever I have in the backup drawer. This stinks. This reeked. I guess it went bad, it turned, and she needs to be decluttered. You know what, we're just gonna do it now. Oh, that feels so much better. Okay, so the next thing in here is going to be something I thought was it wasn't as much of a favorite for me, that I wasn't loving as much as I now realize it is because I can't find anything in my collection to replace it. Brows aren't my favorite thing to do, but I always have so much brow product. I'm like, I don't need for makeup products for the brows. And then I realized I actually do, and I had to go shopping because I went through my Joa brow product, my pencil that I had told you guys before I loved. This is the Brow Down to Me Precision Brow Pencil. Mine is in the shade Black Brown, and it's down to the tiniest of nubs, and I didn't realize how much I loved it and how great the formula was until I just tried to go to some of my other just things I had in my collection. I had an e.l.f. micro pencil. I had a AOA Shop Miss A one from one of my last hauls, and none of them were doing for me what this one was. So I went back to CVS to repurchase it because it's totally empty. There's nothing left in this baby. And that CVS didn't have any JOA. And I'm like, my brows need something. And yes, I do still love my e.l.f. Brow Wow. I actually have gone through 2 of these since last time I spoke about them. And I just had to open up a fresh one this morning, but I need a little more pencil up front. So I actually found something new that I'm trying right now. I found this at CVS because they didn't have JOA. I've never heard of this brand. This is the Arches and Halos by Tanya Crooks. Wait, Tanya Crooks sounds familiar. Did she have another brand, Tanya Crooks? Why does this sound so familiar? Did she do Brow Gal? Oh my gosh, she also does Brow Gal. Did they rebrand or something? I've loved the Brow Gal for years. You guys know we got that like in a Boxycharm eons ago, a lifetime ago, and I talked about it for so long. If I would have known that, I would not have hesitated to try this. This is the Arches and Halos Tanya Crooks Professional Brow. Got it at CVS. Really good product, very easy. The coloration is great. I tried to purchase a different brow product last week and it did me dirty. I think I forgot to pull it out. Let me get it. Because I was like, oh, what a great opportunity to try something that I haven't before, you know? I feel like lied to by NYX, because this is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Espresso. Let me do it over here on some fresh skin that doesn't have any makeup on it. This is Espresso, and to me, this is more like a medium brown because there is so much red pigment in it that compared to the darkness of my hair and my brows, this does not scream espresso. Let me show you. I also got the Arches and Halos in, what color is this? Espresso. It's also called espresso, which I was having a little bit of a brain moment that I was like, maybe espresso's changed. Maybe it's not as dark as they're pretending it is. This is espresso. You know what I'm saying? Real brown, real dark. A more cool brown is espresso because it's not black, but it's as close as we can get until we get there. So this is the Tanya Crooks. This is the NYX. Never the two shall be called the same thing. They're both called espresso. This is espresso. This is medium brown. That's what that is. Or if you want to say chocolate brown, I'll take that even, but not espresso. And they were both called that. Lies. Lies, and I felt like I was done dirty. So the NYX was a huge fail. I almost forgot about it, and I'm a little bummed because it's brand spanking new. So I can't promise I'm gonna declutter it, but it's gonna be like back of the backup drawer, and I'm really annoyed about it. The Tanya Crooks so far, I'm wearing it today, unpackaged her. I'm loving it so far. And I even went to the chiropractor this morning and had to stick my face flat down on one of the, you know, like the chairs that you have to get into for them to crack your neck and your back and all those things. And my brows still look great. So I'm just saying, I really like this. And I didn't realize Tanya Crooks was the brow gal, and now she has a whole new brow line. I'm excited for her and for me because now I can get it at a drugstore. Oh, you guys, I have a huge breakout right here that I was trying to cover with the concealer that I was talking about. So I'm just gonna point it out because why conceal it if I can just point it out? And I think something I got from Boxycharm did it to me. This is called the Real Chemistry Fresh Start Foaming Cleanser. I used this while I was traveling over this past weekend. And I mean, I think it does okay. It's fine. There was nothing bad with the cleansing portion of it, but I broke out twice back to back. And this was the only face wash I had with me. Here and up here, this one's finally going down because I've been treating it like crazy, but this one is still large and in charge. I'm not getting too close because you don't want to see that. But I'm worried that this was the culprit. So this one I'm not really loving. Now, mascaras are something that I feel like I have been what we want to call a little picky about over the years, simply because with my eye shape and the way my lashes are, I like them big and fluffy to go with the big eyes. If they're not, if they grab together, I look sparse and like I'm sickly or something. So I have a love-hate relationship with this particular mascara. I do have an empty here, so I had to buy a brand new one. So it shows that I do like it, and it's $4.99. You guys know this is an OG for me. This is the Lash Princess Essence Curl and Volume Mascara. Again, I've already got another one here. I have, I just finished this one, bought another one, and I have a decent amount of mascaras in my collection at the moment, and I'm trying to use up little bits here and there. Some of them I use on lower lashes and things, so it's not like I don't have anything else. But I've not been leaning into so many like false lash looks lately, and I feel like this particular mascara can look like a false lash without having to go through that process, and I really like that. I just do some of my mascara on the lashes, let it dry a bit. When it's newer, I do have to tend to go back again, let it dry, and then I will curl my lashes just a bit. I'll wait till they're dry though. This is kind of controversial. Don't do it if you don't feel comfortable, but it pumps them up and it gives them more of the fullness that you can see right now. And then it tends to stay all day, which we love. And you don't have to spend a ton of money on a mascara that's gonna be expired in 3 months. Other makeup, I get the splurging, but sometimes you gotta go a little bit more frugal, a little bit more quality for less money when it's gonna be something that's gonna go away really quickly. I did a blowout today, but I haven't used this product and I'm considering doing it. I have fallen in love with a dry shampoo, and it's not an aerosol. I never would have thought I would have fallen in love with something that could give volume and be really good for my hair. This is the Pacifica Best Day Ever Dry Shampoo and Volumizer. I washed my hair yesterday, but let me just kind of show you, because I still have some volume on top of my head, obviously, but I want a little bit more, and I probably have a little bit of some roots that could need this, and it is just a powder. It just pumps out from the nozzle, which I do love considering most of these come out in a pour. This one can be pumped. I love that. Personally, then what I do is I use it in both hands and I just go right in. It does not leave a white cast, which is amazing considering I have very dark brown hair. And I also have a lot of hair, so I tend to use this like throughout sections. Like I'll go in the front, then I'll go in the middle, I'll go in the back. And we've got some big volumizing hair, and we love that. So big that I feel like now I have to tame it a little bit. I think this is newer from Pacifica. It's the first I've ever heard of it, and I love it. It also smells really nice. It smells very fresh, I would say. So the other hair product though that I am loving, and you guys told me Hot Mess Mama loved it, I have now been using it every time I need to do a good conditioning on my hair, and it is the Rose Quartz Muse Mask Hydrating and Silicone Free Treatment. This has done glorious things for my curls and my hair when I'm wanting to straighten it like today. After shampooing and conditioning, I will pop into this, leave this in my hair for about 5-ish minutes, and then rinse it out, not fully, but it says a really weird direction. Rinse off, but not out with cool water. So I just kind of make sure that I don't still feel like there's a thickness from the product in my hair, and it does a great job whether I have it curly or whether I have it straight. I will say that this product does a really good job too of keeping the frizz at bay, because it is getting ready to rain here. I have been out and about and I'm not really frizzy like I would normally be. It's big hair because she cares, but it's not frizzy, and I love that. So this is definitely a home run in my book right now. I have now tried this for I feel like over a month, and I love this. Thank you for letting me know that it was not something to be slept on, because it is now a favorite for me. An eyeshadow palette that I also have definitely been using, I'm wearing her today. I've been wearing it pretty frequently, I would say, since I received it, is an Ofra Mini Mix palette from Rhonda from Hot Mess Mama. This is one of her collabs that I recently received in PR, and today I am wearing this shade. I have loved putting on this highlighter, this blush. I really love this palette, and I feel like I've been using it. Oh yeah, and I've been using this cream a ton as well. And then this fall, I could see myself definitely popping into some of these other shades. I think Rhonda killed it. It is such a beautiful palette. The looks I can get from this are very natural, but I can also really go smoky. I can really dress it up. I think this is a beautiful palette. She did a killer job. Great job, girl. Now this other palette I have though, I'm not too sure. I have been using it and liking how my skin looks, which is shocking to me. But because of the type of product, it's not become a holy grail yet, but it is something that I'm rotating right now and I am liking, which shocked me. This I got from Boxycharm, and this is the, well, maybe it's the Icon Box, but you know what I'm saying. This is the iconic London face palette. This is a multi-use cream, blush, and highlight palette. It's got multiples in here. Today I used this cream shade on the eyes, but I have used this cream shade on the face for like a bronzer, and then these two up here for blushes. I would say it does a good job. I think that it smooths really well into the skin. It doesn't slide off my oily face. It doesn't really pronounce my bossy pores either, which I love. The issue is that I tend to forget to use things in palettes in general for the face because I'm such a single individual product kind of girl. But also creams, unless it's really easy, like a single use product, it can fall off my radar that way. So it is a good quality product if you did get it and you haven't tried it yet and you want to. I think that this is worth trying. I'm just trying to put it in my rotation, if you will. So this is good though. I want to use it some more. Also, I forgot to tell you, I am trying a new setting spray because I ran out of those setting sprays and this other one went bad on me. So I am currently trying an e.l.f. one because I wanted to give this an at-bat. I've heard good things. This is their Matte Magic Mist and Set. So let's just do it together because I have not set my face today. It's a good mist. It's a little bit all over the place, but that's also what I like, so I can use less of the product. So I do think this has been nice. It has not really needed too many touch-ups through the day, but I still don't think anything is as good as my Urban Decay All-Nighter. I'm still on the hunt, you guys, so again, leave your recs below. But this has been good, and it hasn't stuck out at me as a bad setting spray, but for me a setting spray can be pretty crucial because my face just like eats makeup. I don't know why, but I feel like it can, especially in the summertime. So this is something that I've been trying out, not disliking it, not saying I'm in love, but I haven't noticed anything bad. So that's kind of where my head's at right now. A setting spray I totally used up though, that was from an Ipsy bag, which, you know, sometimes that Ipsy bag comes through. Sometimes it's a month that I'm like, I didn't need any of this. And then there's sometimes that I'm like, oh, I loved this, I loved this. This is the Dazzle Me Get a Grip Long Lasting Setting Spray. This was like amazing. I couldn't stop using this even on my off-camera days because I thought it held my makeup together so well in this summer heat, and now it's totally empty. So this is definitely something I would get again if I saw it in a pop-up or maybe saw it in a store or it popped up for me online. I could see myself getting a full size because this was really nice. Dazzle Me Get a Grip. I've never heard of it before either. Never heard of it. I was also pleasantly surprised when I finally opened this up from the Icon. Is this from the Boxycharm or the Icon box? This is the Lip Potion from K. Voss. I was very confused what it was, but this is a super hydrating lip, like sleeper mask. It's nice and thick, so when you're applying it to your lips, it just coats it at night, and I'm loving that juiciness because it helps my lips to stay juicy for the morning. I don't know what it is, but I'm kind of just that person that really likes to go to bed with a good quality lip hydrating product on, so in the mornings it's just fresh, everything's not dry, and this has been really great. I kind of slept on it at first, so I'm so glad I tried it. It's really nice. So these are some things I have either used up, I'm in the midst of trying, or have definitely fallen in love with as I'm trying all of this makeup for you guys and for myself to figure out what's good, what's crap, what needed to be thrown away. I love that. So tell me what now we're in August, what have you loved through the summer? What has been your go-to? What is your holy grail? Because you could help some of us out that are struggling with different pieces. I love hearing from you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to hang out a little bit longer if you got some time. Some of these videos from the summer you may have missed, so check them out, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, friends.